Good morning, I'm Gillian Baxter and this is your morning weather briefing for Tuesday the 8th of March 2011. Today's brief will include information on the UK, Europe, Scandinavian precipitation and finally global weather alerts. But first we take a look at the Western European 5-day average temperatures, and starting with days 11 to 15, temperatures are expected to remain 1 to 3 degrees below average across the north and west in a mild southwesterly or westerly airflow. However, temperatures are expected to gradually fall up to 5 or 6 degrees below average across eastern and southern regions of Europe, as high pressure building across the continent introduces a cold easterly air mass. Also, as a quick reminder, please note that the climatology for each country is shown in the centre of the temperature wheel, and the forecasted temperatures are colour-coded, with the top performing model being coloured yellow, for example the GFS ensemble here for the UK or the Metro model for France. Looking at the 6 to 10 day time frame, and temperatures fall below average across northern and western Europe as a cold northwesterly or northeasterly airflow develops, with temperatures across the UK, France, Germany and Spain falling 2 to 4 degrees below average. Slightly milder further east as high pressure pushing east introduces a south or southeasterly airflow, with temperatures 1 to 3 degrees below average. And finally, in the short term, between days 2 and 5, temperatures are expected to rise across northern and western regions as high pressure declines to the east and low pressure pushes across the north of the UK, introducing a westerly airflow, with temperatures rising to near or possibly 1 degree above average across France, Germany, Benelux and Switzerland, the remaining 0 to 2 degrees below average across the UK in a colder northwesterly airflow. Also remaining colder further east, with temperatures up to 3 to 5 degrees below average across Austria and Italy. Now taking a look at the UK in more detail, and I have high confidence in temperatures rising from 3 degrees below average today to between 0 and 2 degrees below average through the second half of the week. Temperatures are then expected to fall over the weekend as a colder northerly or northeasterly airflow develops, and I have medium or medium to high confidence in temperatures falling to 4 degrees below average by Monday the 14th of March. I then have medium confidence in a gradual rise in temperatures through next week as a milder westerly or southwesterly airflow develops, with temperatures rising to 2 to 3 degrees below average by the following weekend. Now looking at Europe, and temperatures across much of northern and western Europe, including France, Germany and Benelux, are expected to remain similar to that of the UK, with temperatures across France, for example, rising from 2 degrees below average today to 0 or 1 degree below average through the week in a milder southwesterly or westerly airflow, with temperatures between 1 degree below average and 1 degree above average over the weekend. I then expect temperatures to fall slightly through the start of next week to between 2 and 3 degrees below average, remaining 2 to 3 degrees below average towards the following weekend. However, further east across Austria, for example, temperatures are expected to be up to 8 or 9 degrees below average today as high pressure maintains a cold northeasterly airflow, before a steady rise in temperatures through the week as high pressure pushes east, introducing a milder south or southeasterly airflow, with medium confidence in temperatures rising to between 1 and 2 degrees below average by Monday the 14th of March. High pressure building to the east then introduces a colder easterly airflow, with temperatures expected to gradually fall through next week to 5 or 6 degrees below average by the following weekend. Now looking at Scandinavian precipitation, and low pressure remains dominant across Scandinavia this week, with frontal systems pushing east, bringing above average precipitation across many regions. 20 to 40 mm is likely across Finland and southern Sweden, locally up to 60 mm in places, over 200% of climate averages, with over 70 mm across northern and western regions of Norway, up to 150 mm in some coastal regions. Below average precipitation is forecast across northern Sweden, however, with just 2 to 10 mm likely, less than 50% of climate averages. High pressure building across Eastern Europe brings generally more settled conditions in the longer term, with 2 to 20 mm forecast across most regions, though with locally up to 50 to 70 mm in the far northwest of Norway. Now we look at global weather alerts, which highlight significant deviations from normal, and temperatures are expected to remain slightly below average across many northern and eastern regions of the United States throughout the next 7 days, with mean temperatures 1 to 4 degrees below average. Remaining slightly above average across some southern states, however, with temperatures up to 2 to 4 degrees above average in parts of Texas and New Mexico. Remaining dry across northern and southeastern China over the next 7 to 10 days, with rainfall totals well below average, though with up to 40 to 60 mm likely across some central and southern regions, near or slightly above climate averages. Above average rainfall totals are also forecast to continue across many northern and southeastern regions of Australia over the coming week, with over 150mm forecast in places, over 600% of climate averages. It is, however, expected to be much drier across southwestern and eastern regions of Australia, with less than 20mm of rain forecast and less than 2mm in many areas. And finally, near or above average rainfall totals are expected to continue across much of Brazil over the next 7 to 10 days, with over 150mm in places. It is, however, expected to be much drier across southern regions, including Sao Paulo, with just 10 to 20mm forecast, less than 50% of climate averages. Thank you for listening to today's weather brief. Goodbye.